Welcome back to episode 309 of the Tall Boy. Gee whiz, if only we could start again. But we're live. Yes, it's the Christmas special, folks. If you're watching now live, you're thinking, November? Yes, November. We've got a lot in the backlog. Gaz, wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas out there to all you in lovely listener land. And I normally say I'm looking forward to this episode. I'm actually not sure I am. And all will be revealed shortly. And it's possibly one of the first times that I enter the Tall Boy Radio HQ with trepidation. And genuinely, I actually don't know whether I'm looking forward to it or not. But all will be revealed soon. And yeah, we'll see what it goes like, and we'll see what it's like at the end of the podcast. But well, yeah, I'm not convinced. But we'll have a laugh and a giggle along the way.
Indeed. And we'll have a few mishaps with the words as well, it would seem, for my sake. So it's the Christmas episode. Yes, we are recording it a little bit early, given the fact that it is not quite halfway through November yet. But we have got a lot of episodes that are going to be trotted out. So this episode will drop on the 29th of December, if you're listening to it, guys, which is why we're calling it the Christmas episode. One thing that's synonymous with Christmas, chocolates, okay? No, we're not having chocolates tonight, guys. You're going to wish you were. But these buttes here are the beers released by Vault City. And now you're going to understand a little bit why Gaz has his concerns for the episode. We're going to be taste testing these and reflecting back on Tall Boy Radio's 2025 and looking forward to 2026. So the first beer we're trying tonight, let's get that bit out of the way, is something called a Truffle Berry Bliss. So all these beers are based on the chocolates from Quality Street. So I don't know, is there green berry one?
No, I don't. I don't believe so.
I was just thinking that.
I don't know whether there's a truffle, like a truffle based chocolate. I don't remember. I mean, there's a green wrap sweet in Quality Street, I think. But
that's the hazelnut one.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'll be honest with you already, guys. I'm really not a massive fan of what it looks like, and I've had a smell.
It doesn't smell great.
And I'm really not a massive fan of what it smells like. And for all of you people out there in listener land who know me and have been with us sort of for a number of years on the podcast, I'm not a massive sours fan.
It's true.
And to put it bluntly, I really don't like them. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Which is hence why I said I was perhaps with a little bit of trepidation on this episode.
Yeah, this might change your mind, dude. It's a white chocolate, raspberry, and cherry truffle sour.
Marvelous. And genuinely, guys, I haven't tasted it. I know Beans had a bit of a sort of taste just before we came on. We were in the green room. I haven't. So bottoms up.
Can you know, lad? Do you the power of good? What do you make of that?
Ooh, yeah. You know what? It doesn't taste as bad as it smells. I'm not saying I could drink a lot of it, but it certainly isn't the worst sour that I have tasted. I won't be drinking a lot of it, hence why I poured that much, and Beans poured that much.
I had the rest.
It genuinely smells worse than it tastes.
It's certainly better than the Duchess, which is probably our least favorite sour.
The Duchess is that ranks number one in terms of the worst beers that I've tried.
If you're interested in picking some up, probably by the time you're listening to this on the audio episode, it'll be too late. But quaffable treats is what they're called. They're available from Vault City. They retail for, I think, around 38 quid for the 5 of them, which I don't think is too bad.
Isn't too bad. No, that's okay. Yeah, nice price point. Yeah, and I'm on board with that. And as I say, look, if you're a sours fan, I'm sure there's some absolute belters in it. And it's like, look, there's lots of people out there that like lots of different types of beer, and I love my craft beers and I love my sort of wheat beers and things like that. So if you were to give me sort of a wheat beer or a number of different wheat beers, I'd drink them and go, yeah, these are lovely, I'll try that. Whereas you will get some people go, oh no, I hate that. And it is all about personal preference and taste. And I know that you're a massive sort of sours fan and you love them. So you would be quite quaffing this and thinking, oh, actually, that's really, really nice. And I get it out there.
This is really tasty. I've seen a couple of reviews of this, and actually most people have said that they weren't too impressed with any of them, apart from the gold standard, which is the one we'll be drinking last. And it isn't a sour, that one. That is a stout. It's an imperial stout. This one is 4.6%, I believe. Yeah, 4.6. My eyesight is appalling, but I believe that's what it says. So Quality Street, which this is clearly based on, Quaffable Treat Quality. Dude, it's a lovely little pun, I think. You know what I mean? I think it works really well. That hexagonal purple box that it comes in, I think it's been packaged really nicely. Quality Street. Tell us about Quality Street. How long have they been around? What are they named after? Tell us your knowledge of Quality Street.
Well, my knowledge of Quality Street, I don't mind tasting one or two chocolate flavors of Quality Street. Again, I'm not a massive. I don't know whether it's the Quality Street, because I always get your Quality Street, your different chocolates sort of mixed up. I don't know whether there's like a creamy one, and I can't think whether it. And I'm not a massive like strawberries or creamy sort of thing. So, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Bad news for the next one.
I haven't seen it genuinely out there, and the box is over there, and I haven't seen what is in it. So, it's as much as a surprise. Oh, marvelous! I'm just seeing. Genuinely, I didn't know there was a drink in there, but yeah, as I say, I don't really like the sort of strawberry cream chocolate, and the next drink is based upon that by the looks of it. So, no, I don't really know that much about Quality Street. I don't know what they're named after.
I didn't know. They're named after a play by J.M. Barrie.
Okay.
Do you know the name of the play?
Quality Street.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Quality Street. I've never heard of the play. The idea, I don't know really what it centers around. However, there are a box of jewels in there, and the colored papers are supposed to represent. Okay. Yeah, so it is actually sort of themed around that, and they've been around since 1936.
Right. I get the jewel sort of reference as such, the different colors and the different sort of wrappers and stuff, and I get that, but no, I didn't realize that. That's a bit of knowledge for you out there.
No, indeed. And now, so Vault City, then I'm up in Edinburgh next year when we do a beer tour with Bo, and we will be visiting the Wee Vaults, which is the Vault City's brew house, where you can go and drink a few beers. Bo's about as thrilled about that as you are.
Yeah, well, if I'm honest, and I say a couple of sort of meetings with Bo as such, I suspect he's probably about as far removed as a sour drinker as I am. And speaking of the devil,
good evening, Bo. Yeah, Gaz is finally excited about his team and now wearing their jersey. Exactly.
Absolutely. Hey, mate, we're on a winning record. Whether that stays that way, hey, go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
We won't be talking about the Steelers or the Cowboys. No, so yeah, Vault City, they've been around since 2018. They are now a multi-million pound business.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing incredibly, incredibly well. And I think when you think of sour beers, this is literally the first people you think of. I think Vault City. Yeah. And they do. I've got some more of their stuff in the cupboard for future episodes. Some very, very exciting beers in there that I am looking forward to getting. And some of them are coconut flavored as well, so I'll let you try some of them as well if you like.
Yeah, and I mean, coconut. I don't mind coconut as such. The good old chocolate bounty, as they say. I don't mind that. But yeah, this is. Thanks. So I'll try anything twice. Thanks, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Fair play to you.
Indeed. And you will regret things twice as well. In some cases, I can tell you from my own perspective. So, yeah. So, the next one we're going to be trying after this one, dude, it's not the strawberry one next. You'll be
marvelous. I'm sure we're going up in ABV, are we? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Go up in ABV if I've got my calculations correct.
I should just wet my whistle with the standard.
Yeah. So, yeah, then not trying the Duchess Bow. Thank you very much. No, we will be moving on next to the Orange Chocolate Crunch. But I'll let you pour a little bit of that one out, guys. Let's see what you think. Oh, my days. It smells chocolatey and it smells orangey. It does exactly what it says on the can.
You see, I don't mind the smell of that, actually.
Well, the other one had a bit of a sickly smell to it, didn't it?
Yeah, the first one wasn't great, I'll be honest with you.
And by sickly, I mean sicky. I'll just polish that one off. That's nice, that first one was.
Well, you say that. We'll agree to disagree.
Indeed. So one of the things we're going to be talking about, the main purposes, while reviewing these beers, it's an interesting color again, orange.
Are they going in there?
Yeah, chuck them in there. Nice orangey. Oh dear, that looks very insipid. Orange chocolate crunch. So this one is obviously themed after the orange chocolate crunch flavor. So it's chocolate orange honeycomb sour. That wet your whistle?
I actually don't mind the sound of that because the orange chocolate crunch chocolate is nice, and I don't mind that at all.
6%, so we're getting up there. The kind of level we should be talking about for a percentage of a beer. Let's have a little sip. Oh, now that's interesting.
That's got like a really strange like aftertaste. It wasn't what I was expecting.
It's got
and I don't know what it is.
It's got a lot of chocolate in there, hasn't it? I can't decide if I like that or not.
It's very chocolatey.
It is.
I would argue that there isn't a significant amount of orange flavor in that.
No.
But there's something else, and without sounding obvious, not being orange and not being chocolate, I don't know what it is.
Honeycomb?
Oh, yeah. it might be honeycomb. Yeah, you never know.
I tell you, we're very good at this beer review.
Hey, I tell you what, we'll be signed up, but no time at all.
No. So one of the things we always look at then, when we look back on our year, 2025, we always have a look at how many new guests we had. So in 2024, we had 33 new guests. We missed out on beating the previous year's total by one. Or we nearly tied it. We had a couple of cancellations.
Yeah.
This year?
I'm not sure I might be wrong. I don't think we've had quite as many new guests. I think we've had a few more returning guests. So I will say 28.
25.
Oh, okay.
25, and that includes the new ones that are yet to come. No, there's no new ones that are yet to come. I remember I checked. Yeah. We are going to record a few more episodes this year, but they will be dropping in 2026 with new guests. So we're starting quite strongly in the new year with some new guests. Yeah. So, like you say, we had a lot of returning guests this year. None more so than Lieutenant Commander.
Good old Vern.
Yeah, Vernon Gebeth, who we recorded more episodes with in 1 year than we have anybody else. Yeah, I think we did 6 episodes, and the next episode we're recording
is with Vern.
It was with Vern himself, yeah. So he sent me his notes, and gee whiz, if you thought I'd make notes for a podcast.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Really?
Pages and pages of notes, dude.
Wow. Okay. And I thought, and historically, I was a bit of a copious note taker. Obviously, the podcast, Adam, sort of does a lot of the legwork and does a lot of the research and the history and stuff, and does make notes. So if Vernon is putting him to shame, then
yes,
there must be lots of notes.
Yes, yeah, he's done. Yeah, he sent them to me, and I was amazed. Don't get me wrong. When you think the way he rattles through stuff, I just thought he's got an amazing memory, and he probably does.
Yeah,
but yeah, he does. You know, he just makes some copious.
Yeah, I like Vern. Vern's cool. Good guy.
I mean, we've had him back so many times. You must know now that we're quite fond of the fella. In terms of that, then, dude. In terms of the episodes, in terms of the guests, then, who's been the highlights of your year for 2025?
It's hard. It's hard to say. I don't know whether there's a favorite as such. I mean, obviously, because he's been returning so much, you know, Vern is a bit of a legend now, and he is a bit of a, I suppose, a tall boy radio legend. I mean, obviously, you can't really look past people like Johnny Simo and people like that. You know, Todd.
Yeah.
You know, the OGs as such. You know.
Well, that's it. We did 3 episodes with our old colleagues. I don't think we've done episodes with since 2023 at the latest.
Yeah.
We had Shine, a guest on an episode.
Yeah.
We had Todd, and we had Johnny Simo, like you say. And Todd's got big plans, hasn't he?
Todd has got big plans, and we were tagged into something. I don't know how long ago it was now, but he's got big plans to sort of try to pull together what would be an incredible world record in terms of I think he was on about the longest podcast, continuous podcast, and he's obviously sort of reached out to lots of other podcasters that he knows that he's guested on, that have guested upon his show, and we were fortunate enough, you know, we love Todd, and we were fortunate enough to you know, he reached out to us, and we both said that we'd absolutely jump at the chance to get involved, and whether that would be individually we fill some time or collectively as Talkboy Radio, or it's, you know, whether it's separate as Beans and Gaz, and we help to fill some time individually. I don't know what Todd's thoughts are, but yeah, it would be incredible. I mean, obviously, you know, myself and Beans as multiple world record holders, one current, one not so current. There you go. Certificates are over there. You know, we're dab hands at this. It's a bit of old hat for us, so you know we'll try to sort of steer him on the straight and narrow, keep him in the lane. But yeah, really delighted that he's reached out and can't wait for it.
Yeah, I hope it happens. It's one of those things. So obviously we were involved in an attempt a couple of years ago now. Maybe, I don't know. I think Jackson was a wee lad at the time. Andy was on the podcast.
Andy's on the podcast. That's a while ago now.
That's how long ago it was. So yeah, I reckon that was about 3 years ago, maybe slightly longer. The Gray's Tap Room, got the name right this time.
You did.
They made an attempt. It was an unofficial one because it wasn't logged with Guinness first. But I was happy to be a part of it. And it's one of those things that I always toyed with the idea, because we did the world records with the darts beforehand. I'd always toyed with the idea of doing it, but then it got to the point I thought I can't really do it with them. It would seem you don't stitch your mates up like that.
Yeah.
But if Todd's going to do it,
he doesn't mind stitching up his mates.
he doesn't know him. He doesn't know him. So he's we can get involved with that. We'd be on board with it. So I hope it happens. I mean, it's a
long time.
It is a long time. It's a very long time, and I don't know how many people are involved in the Dutch record, but it's about 6 or 7 days, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and when he first reached out to us, I was thinking, like, I was actually trying to think of the logistics of doing it and thinking, like, how does that work? And I'm making an assumption that, I mean, obviously, unless he's going to go without sleep for 7 days, whatever, you know, he's not going to be on it all the time. So how does it work? And I suppose who's the glue that sticks it together? And obviously Todd is going to be on it a lot and isn't going to get a significant amount of sleep over those 7 days. But the amount of guests that you're going to have and queue up, and I think he was mentioning, you know, he might have a series of guests, and each of those guests will do a slot each day for a week's period. So we you know, I might do an hour, you might do an hour, we might try and do an hour of Beans and Gaz as Talkboy Radio. So almost that's 3 hours or whatever. And I don't know, again, I don't know how he's going to do it, but it would be me giving up an hour on a Monday, me giving up an hour on a Tuesday, and then Beans doing the same. And you basically give up an hour a day or an hour and a half a day, whatever it may be, for a week's period. But I was still thinking, if you're going to do that, you're still going to need 20-25 guests that are willing to then do that repeatedly. Now, the time difference and the time frames, I was trying to think again, and it probably works because he will reach out to people in the UK potentially and Europe and everywhere else that would be able to then keep the podcast going whilst America sleeps, and then obviously he's got lots of people over in America that then potentially would get on while Europe sleeps, if that makes sense. So that I can see that working from that point of view. But I'd be interested to pick his brains and just to see, like, actually what's his. Is there a theme? And there won't be one theme. I mean, Christ, it's 7 days long, for Christ's sake. So, you know, you're going to touch on everything from bloody sport to politics to religion to Christ knows what else. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, absolutely delighted to be involved in it, and I hope it gains a bit of traction, and I hope that it gets it off the ground, and you know, and I know that you reached out to him and said, look, dude, if you know, in a way, if there's anything in terms of behind the scenes, sort of from an admin point of view that you need some help with, and some of the logistics that the tap room obviously struggle with, just in terms of actually what platform is out there, because you've got time limits on certain platforms and this, that, and the other. So, you know, there's things that we can potentially help with in, you know, whether it's be evidence or verification or whatever it is. So yeah, so it should be good.
I'm looking forward to it, dude. I'm looking forward to it. I really, really hope that it happens. But moving on to the next beer. So the next one is a strawberry coconut cream delight. It's 6.4%. It's a chocolate, strawberry, and coconut cream sour. This is the one you've been looking forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, can't wait.
Go on, get yourself a glass and pour this out. Taking the taste away with that one. So far, that truffle berry bliss wins it for me. I thought that was a gem. Not too sure about that orange chocolate crunch. It was all right.
You see, I probably prefer the orange chocolate crunch than the truffle berry. I'm not a huge berries person anyway. If I'm honest, I'm not a huge strawberry raspberry sort of type person. And I mean, to me, you know, like a chocolate orange, yeah, I love chocolate orange, and I don't mind the actual chocolate with the slightly crunchy honeycomb bit. So for me, that was slightly better, but it still wasn't great.
No. I like the first one. The second one, not too sure. Yeah. Like you're looking forward to that one.
Oh my god, the sediment. Oh, I've literally just put the sediment.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of sediment. I don't think I'll be drinking much of that one. I'm a bit funny with sediment beer.
Genuinely thought it was off because of sediment.
Oh fuck me! I tell you what that is in that. I know what that is in that. You have to tell it from sniffing. That's coconut. That is. I wish I had a
dude.
Sip. Oh Jesus Christ! It looks like
you can't really see if you can get that out. See if you can get that out to the camera. I don't know whether you can.
Well, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as yours anyway. I think you've had the worst of it. Oh no, there's bits floating in the top. Yeah, I'm not drinking all of that one. I'm a bit funny with sediment.
Oh, you see, again, it doesn't really smell very good at all.
It doesn't smell good at all, no.
Right, go on then, dude. Let's go. Go on.
Oh, it's vile. It's absolutely vile. No. I'll let it sit. Oh, Jesus Christ, look at that.
Looks like knife and fork.
It looks like a leopard scratched his forehead over it.
You see, you can't.
Oh, look at that. All right, let me pick the camera up so you can have a look at what. Oh, gee.
You see, that doesn't look good. And it's weird because we're doing it as a bit of a laugh, but people buy these things and drink them, and you're like, how do you like that?
I wouldn't drink that unless you want to spend a day on your throne. No.
One more sip.
I'll do another sip in a little bit, but no, I'm not. Oh, gee whiz, it makes that orange one look really good. Oh, gee whiz, now.
No, not that. Yeah.
No.
Just I might have to wet my whistle this minute.
Yeah, that's fine. I will move on to the next one very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I am not drinking that. That's the sort of stuff that's going to make me poop on them in work tomorrow.
To be fair, that I mean, you do surprise me because I know you do like your.
I do, but I'm very funny with sediment,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, I am. It just goes through me. I don't normally drink a beer.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. There's some beers obviously when you're looking at your. I don't know what it would be. You probably tell me, but just a minute.
It's like I feel it touching my lips when I drink it. He's been sick.
No, I've just got a burp. And you were talking about, because on some of the beers, there's a little bit of sediment. You might roll the can. And you sort of roll the can effectively just to try to almost disperse a little bit of the sediment to the bottom. But I can't remember one of the beers that I had, and you were like, "Oh no, you need to roll it just in case." And I was like, "Oh," and it's funny because I rolled it, and then after, I don't know who I was with, maybe a here or there, and they were like, "Oh, is it not going to fizz?" It's like, no, it won't, because it's not fizzy as such. But
hello, Mike. Hello, Tabby from the Grays Tap Room. We were just talking about you and your Guinness World Record attempt. Funnily enough, and sharing fond memories of that.
How are we both? I hope you are both well. Like literally, as I say, you've literally just missed us. Chatting about you guys, so good to have you on board. Not so sure that you guys would enjoy drinking what we're drinking. We're not actually sure whether it's a drink or a meal, because there's that much sediment in it, but it's not great.
Fucking hell, you haven't smelled the next one yet. I'll let you pour yourself some of that. Actually, I quite like the smell of that one. I don't.
Oh, you see, it's cherry again. You see, I've just said I'm not a massive cherry berry. No,
cherry and coffee.
You see, coffee.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate sour.
Yeah, that one is absolutely well. Hello, Mike. Say hello to Tabby for us. That's the best we can do. Yeah, so we're looking back then on some of our favorite. What has been so we looked at some of your favorite guests there. I'll tell you a couple of mine that we've had on there. Obviously, Vernon being one. Lou Ferrante, you remember him, the mafia guy who turned his life around, been in the high security prison. I thought that was an excellent episode.
I did. I love that. I tell you which one I did like it, and Lou was great. Oh no, names just the gummy berry.
Hopper Daly.
Yes, yeah. So Hopper again. Shout out to you, dude. and keep up the good work, obviously, with your own podcast and stuff. That intrigued me, and he mentioned the gummy bear eat story, and then literally after the podcast, literally dived onto Spotify, listened to it, and I was like blown away by that story. And then listened to a couple of his other sort of I say true crime stuff, and again thought he was really liked him, thought he was great.
Indeed, I thought he was brilliant. And on an unrelated subject, actually, something to keep an eye out for over the festive period is my dulcet tones appearing on a couple of other podcasts. Actually, when I was asked to do a few guest spots just recently, or record a little bit for a couple of episodes. We're not saying what they are today, but we will share them out when they drop. So, Mike, what are we drinking? We are drinking a number of beers that are themed after a very famous box of chocolates here in the UK called Quality Street. So this is the one that I'm drinking now. It's a cherry cocoa mocha malt. It is 8.2%. It's a cherry and dark chocolate sour beer. How are you finding that one, guys? It's got a look of like a kind of red gravy about. Oh, yes, dude.
No.
Yes.
No, no.
That coffee aftertaste. Ooh,
I don't mind the coffee. It's the cherry bit.
I love cherry.
No, you see, and I absolutely get the coffee bit, the sort of the cocoa-y bit.
Look how thick it is as well.
Look how straight in finishing the can. Look at him go. He's having that one.
Yeah, well,
he's making up for the last one.
Well, that last one was vile.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah, it wasn't good.
No. So yeah, so those again, two great episodes there, dude. Honestly, yeah, I totally agree with you. In terms of other guests then that we've had on, dude, obviously we had Vernon, Ed Brown.
Yes.
Sit down with Ed Brown.
Sit down with Ed Brown. Yeah, no, he was really. You love it. Look, no. How do you like sours? Just wrong. That is just wrong. Have a word with yourself. No, Sit Down with Ed Brown was pretty good, and he was on. Did we do two? Did two of them? Yeah, I thought we did, and it's weird because for me, because obviously Ed does a lot of the as I said earlier, a lot of the sort of notes and the research, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we started talking to Ed about the topic we was talking to him about, and then he goes, oh, I'm also into this, and this, and we were like, no way, you definitely have to come back on and talk about that.
He was a legend, and he was an interesting guy. So we initially we first had his better half on, actually. Her name was Tabitha as well, and we were talking to her. She works in hospitals, and she investigates ghosts and what have you.
Yeah.
And we had Ed on because she still also said while we were recording that one that her better half was a Bigfoot, and said Yeti again. I upset people last time.
Yeah, you did. You need to be careful, dude.
I did. I can't tell the difference, to be honest with you. But yeah, a Bigfoot hunter. So did we want to speak to him? And the answer was unequivocally yes. We do.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yeah. So he was great. And like you said, then we did another episode where we looked at Skinwalker Ranch and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
But it was interesting because like Ed came on and he was like, well, what are you guys into? Like, well, conspiracy theories, ghosts, UFOs, and anything a bit wacky. And he's like, you're right up my street. And we were like, yeah, you're right up our street as well. So and it's weird because I think I mean, we've spoken before, and Turbo Radio podcast has gone through a couple of iterations about we focused on this, and then we did this, and now we sort of we have an eclectic sort of collection of sort of topics and themes and guests and stuff, and we try to mix it about a bit, but I think if you were to sort of pin us down and say what would be a couple of the things that we would talk about if we were going to be doing a sort of, I think, true crime, true crime, sort of conspiracies, and then ghosts for want of a better, and they'd probably be three of the topics that would be quite high on the list if we were going to be a themed podcast, which we're not. We talk about all sorts of stuff,
and we're going to continue doing that in 2020.
Yes, absolutely.
But no, those are some of the themes that no doubt we will revisit.
Yeah.
One of the other episodes that I did that I enjoyed, was just a little bit different. Unfortunately, you weren't on that one, Gaza, was Lou and Mill. Now, Lou was on there, Mill wasn't. So they are two Disney the travel loggers,
enthusiasts and stuff. Yeah.
And they're based in Osage.
Right.
So that I enjoyed that episode. That was just a little bit different. Just sit down and chat with someone from Osage who lives not too far away from where we are, obviously.
Yeah.
And work's not too far away from where we are either. So yeah, I enjoyed that episode. And then the other one, I know that you missed as well, and we're going to revisit this one. We got this guy coming back on, a guy called Bert Gonzalez, Sergeant Maverick. So if you're watching the video, the audio of that drop recently, go back and listen to it. Loads of people have really had a lot of positive feedback about that one, and he was kind enough to send us some books as well, wasn't
he? He absolutely was, and he did make a reference at the front of the book that he was so kind to forward to me, which I wasn't particularly happy with, because it was an NFL reference, and he referenced sort of the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, and obviously there was a Bears game back in 80 something. I can't remember what he said. Was it 85? Was it something like that? Yeah, and there was a reference to some Dan Marino, and I was like, yeah, whatever, do on, douchebag. You're not a douchebag, by the way. I'm very appreciative of your book. Thank you very much. But yeah, look, lovely guy. Very, very, I say very appreciative of the fact that he took his time to send us copies of his books and then to personalize it for us. So I can't wait to actually chat to the guy and meet the guy and to just see where that podcast goes. It'd be incredible to get him back on.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And the other one I have to say that we've just done recently actually was Jamie Barnett. We did the cruise ship safety advocate one. That was, I thought that was quite a powerful episode actually, to be honest with you. We touched on some very sort of important topics.
Yeah, and again, there were things there that we spoke about that I certainly wasn't aware of. I mean, I've never been cruising, and I know you have. And again, it was just about, I suppose it was one of those podcasts that, look, we do things to try to educate people and educate myself, and I've said it lots and lots and lots of times. The reason I do the podcast is to meet really cool people, Tabby, Mike, and the taproom guys, for all over wherever you are, and educate yourself and chat to people, and that was an episode that I was like, wow, like I actually didn't know that, and I've educated myself in that, and just about, if you excuse, about how you navigate sort of choppy waters and international waters and legislation and who does what and who's responsible for what, and it was quite insightful actually, and really, really, really eye opening.
It was quite scary actually. Like I said, I've done a couple of cruises and not thought about any of those things while I've been there. So I certainly know the next one I'm doing, which I do have booked for next year, is something I will definitely be bearing in mind. So something else then that we've revisited this year, dude. We revisited a couple of topics in terms of our excellent and outstanding review of products, like we are doing tonight. We're doing a wonderful job reviewing these beers. I think this one's fabulous, by the way. 8.2% of loveliness.
I mean, the 8.2% is lovely. I'm not so sure that the flavor is lovely. No, look, again, this is, by the way, I've just looked back to the one we had before, and I'm almost convinced that there's a civilization growing in there at the moment. So that's not right. But no, look, I'm not a massive sours fan. I'm not saying it's the worst, that they are the worst things I've ever drank. I certainly wouldn't be if we went out and, if we went to, Edinburgh and you went, I say you went to Vault City. I mean, I would go, and I would probably order a beer just because we were there. But I wouldn't necessarily go out if it was my choice of beer to have sort of sours and stuff. But I'd say not the worst I've ever tasted. You really like that, don't you?
I love this, dude. This is
genuinely the first time you tried it.
But generally the first time I tried any of these beers.
Really?
I'm getting very excited for that last one.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping you don't put too much in your glass, because I'm all one.
Well, we're definitely going halvesy that one.
Oh, you bastard.
Hold on, okay, we'll go halvesy on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. It's only fair. So a couple of things that we revisited then. We revisited our best of the black stuff, where we tasted different stouts and compared them to Guinness.
Yeah.
Tried to find something, another weird use of, or weird way to consume Guinness, and that was with ice cream in it.
Yeah, that was interesting. It
was a revelation.
Yeah. You say that. In that order? I hope not, Mike, but there you go.
Mike's saying sours, stouts, ale, and lagers are his top 4. Yeah, I would say stouts, sours, some more stouts, and then another sour would be my top 4.
Yeah, you see, your ale, the stout, depending on what it is, lagers, and then sours would be like down the bottom somewhere for me. But yeah, no, the taste of the black stuff was cool. That was good. I thought, you know, the wine tasting, celebrity wine tasting. I actually genuinely thought when we did that one, I thought was it the Iron Maiden Red?
Yes,
I really like that.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Genuinely, really like that. And to be fair, the rosé was like, yeah. And we thought, well, what's the point of rosé? And if you haven't listened to that episode, then you know, if you're a rosé fan, don't bother because we absolutely slate it. Doesn't matter. I mean, what's the point? It's not a red, it's not a white. What is the point?
But we still love Dolly Parton.
Everybody loves Dolly. But yeah, that Iron Maiden Red was an absolute beaut.
Oh, there's a humdinger that one was, wasn't it? What an absolute beaut that one was. But yeah, so we did that one. The other episode that we did where we revisited stuff, dude. We not so much revisited, but we tested it. World's Strongest Beers.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So not only did we test the world's strongest beer, we tested at the same time the world's second strongest beer.
We don't piss about.
We you know, no half measures here. I mean, come on, boys. You know, yeah. Again, I'll be honest, they weren't great.
The second strongest, I thought, was quite good. After you tried the first, that one didn't seem too bad.
No. Was it Welsh Fire? I can't remember what they were called.
Something Bailiff the Fire.
Bailiff the Fire, yeah. And then
cool. 75%.
Yeah, wow. And it was weird because we on the podcast we went through. You know, was it spirit? Was it a beer as such? And I can't remember exactly why. Something to do with the process. And I think you went through it on the night, and I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, you know, but look again, we ticked it off. We have drank the world's strongest beer. What got me on that episode was on the 330ml bottle, standard bottle. It then said something like, "This is a really, really strong beer. It's not advised to drink more than 30 CLs or whatever, like a tiny little amount in any one go." You know, yeah, they sell it in 330ml bottles. Yeah. Like what?
And there was 4 of us, and we drank it all.
Yeah, we did, and we drank all the second one as well.
Yeah, I regretted that one because that was bloody disgusting. But no, and the other one that we did, dude, where we drank probably the most amount of beer we drank on any one episode. That's ran for just a little over an hour. Brew 61, who were kind enough to send us the beer to test.
Yes, they? Yeah, no, and that guy was. He'd sort of started out and he'd made his own, you know, done his own and sent us 4 or 5 different beers. Was it 5 different beers?
I can't remember. That was more. I think it was about 6 or 7.
What was it? Yeah. Okay, but yeah, and again, a couple of belters in there, a couple of really nice ones in there. And look, you know, anytime we get to, I mean, we do it as a standard sort of, you know, we grab a beer, we fire up the mics and we chat shit about certain things. So, you know, anytime that we can drink beer, and actually that's the premise of the podcast, it is all good for me, unless, of course, they're Quality Street flavored sours, in which case I'm not too keen. I am genuinely intrigued by the last one, by the way, so we'll wait and see what that tastes like. But no, look, you know, it's always good fun when you have you have your wine tasting, your celebrity wine tasting, and things like that. And the taste of the black stuff is always a good episode to do as well. So yeah, I love that.
I think we'll revisit this in 2026. So that's what it's all about. We're ringing in the new as well. Mike's watching this and thinking, lads, it's the 12th of November or something. Yeah. Why are you talking about? Well, this is the last episode we're recording this year. Well, it will be out this year. We are recording a few more over the next couple of weeks. They'll be out in January. But we've got about 7 or 8 that are all backed up and ready to go. But yeah, I think we will revisit product tasting in 2026. We'll find some new angles. Because one of the things we have done, so this year, this Christmas, there's no come at me, bro.
No. I looked at the schedule. I was like, there is a what the fudge.
There is a what the fudge.
There is a what the fudge. But no come at me, bro. We're still waiting for that that sort of card game deal that from Hasbro that we're waiting. But you know, it's not materialized yet. I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why actually.
Yeah, I thought they'd be knocking down that door. And saying, please stop using our name in association with this.
Yeah, stop sending us stuff and please don't ever write to us again.
Yeah, it's not happening. Well, we did test a board game though, didn't we?
We did.
Episode 300.
It was episode 300, and we have some international guests on with us. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I'm not convinced the game lived up to what it could. It could have been. It was quite a nice concept, but it didn't really work. Whether or not we actually gave it the legs and that it should have done, but
I played it with my kids afterwards. To be clear,
not with beer,
not with alcohol in there. They just had some drinks in there, and it was a lot more fun. It took us a few more attempts to get there, but it was quite again that it was over in about 40 minutes.
Right.
It wasn't the best.
No,
it wasn't the best. We when we set these things up, it wasn't with the intention of panning the product.
What's it called? Arcade.
Heroes of
Barcade. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And we made some homemade videos. If we can figure out a way to get some of your way, we'll send out a few bottles. Well, there's our next product tasting, Michael.
Sort it out, sunshine.
Make sure that happens. Just make sure when you do post it out. I probably shouldn't be saying this on a free-to-air broadcast. Don't put on there's alcohol in there. Just put something else in there, and you'll be fine to send it out. It's honey. It's honey. It's honey. No alcohol content whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, your media's made of honey.
Really?
I think so.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mike honey.
Fermented honey, unless I'm mistaken. Me,
don't know.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Okay, so it's funny. That, yeah. You go with that? Okay, knowledge.
Well, we'll see. We're gonna get a message. We see. What are you on about?
Hey, no, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but no, yeah, the heroes of Barcadia. I'm not convinced.
Nah, it wasn't great. So, is there anything else? Any episode that we recorded? We don't have to name names if he's got guests on there that we thought we won't revisit that, or anything that we didn't enjoy in 2025. I can't think of one, just to be clear.
I don't know whether it was 2025. Was it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it was because it would be disrespectful of me. A couple of there's a couple of episodes where the content is a little bit dry, little bit not hard hitting as such, but a little bit dry, and it's a bit like, yeah, I'm not so sure that hit the mark, and I won't say live on air, but there's a couple of, and normally, and again for the people that have been with us for a number of years now, if I enjoy a podcast and I enjoy a guest, I will always say, can't wait for the next time. It'd be amazing to get you back on. Can't wait, until we can talk about this further or explore further. And there's a couple of like, yeah, see ya, bye. Wouldn't want to be here. And I don't do that very often, but there was a couple. And again, there was one that was sort of designed to raise awareness of a certain thing. And it's just a bit dry for me. So yeah.
I'll look forward to finding out what that is next time. So Mike, see you later. He's leaving us now. He says got to head out to Gunner from school. Okay, that's good. You keep forgetting, don't you, your time zones? Gee whiz, I thought, really? He's late. You're going to take a torch with you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, cheers, Mike. See you soon, big guy.
That's it. Take care. And I sound like I was finishing the podcast.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, dude, steady on. We've got the best beer to try, yeah?
We have got the best beer to try. But before we get to that, dude, what are the best bits of 2025 that you'd like to see relived, rehashed, and just churned out again in 2026?
Well, one of the things that you said right from the start really is, we had 25 new guests, did you say? Just meeting new people. I hope it comes across over the airwaves and over the mics that, I love meeting new people. I love chatting to people who have an experience or an interest in a certain thing. We did some magnet fishing. Who'd have thought magnet fishing could have been interesting? And some of the stuff that they talk about magnet fishing coming up, pulling, and you've got old World War II stuff and old coins and who'd have thought that was a thing.
Well, I can tell you now, we will be recording another episode before the end of the year.
Yeah,
on this, 2026.
And as I say, so for me in 2026,
yeah, smell of that beer.
See, actually, that smells all right.
Yeah, it smells lethal.
So for me in 2026, it's in a way more of the same. It's more, I say, new experiences, new people, new themes, new topics, maybe old topics, but just with new guests. As I say, I'd love to do a, and I think this is coming. I'd love to do a local true crime episode.
Yeah.
So that might be something that we look at, because not that, you know, we're not in a big city and we don't have lots and lots and lots of sort of crime, but in and around where we are, there's been a couple of, one quite famous killer as such, and you know, so the Bath Pool with the Black Panther,
the Black Panther,
yeah. You know, so maybe something on that. There was unfortunately, again, you know, there was something that happened at what was Crewe and Alsager College car park and Manchester Met car park and stuff. So something maybe to do with sort of local true crime. That might be quite interesting just to do. I said it last year. We don't think managed to do it this year. An outside broadcast, I say it every year. The couple that we've done have been bloody brilliant. So again, getting out to you know, a couple of outside broadcasts. You know, we said we'd love to go on a haunted evening, a haunted night, haunted hotel, manor, hall, whatever it may be, and experience or not experience that, depending on which way it goes. So yeah.
And make it interesting though, like you say, you know, whether you experience it, whether you don't, that is definitely something that we should do. An outside broadcast, dude, is an absolute must. Yeah, an outside broadcast for me is an absolute must. That one that we did at the World Cup of Darts, disability darts rather, in Scotland, was absolutely brilliant. It's been really well received.
Yeah,
and again, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, we were treated like royalty really up there, and you know, they really looked after us. And again, we've done a couple of episodes where we've sort of revisited it, and we've sort of spoken about how well it went, and we were genuinely, you know, treated really, really well. And you know, we had a number of guests on, and people that were quite high up in the sort of disability darts ranks and stuff, this, that, and the other, and it was great. And look, you know, you know, the Double Trouble guys that we spoke about that previously that we met up there, and we had, yeah, we've met them a couple of times and had, you know, great weekends up in Edinburgh, haven't we? Like really genuinely like good guys, and loved it, didn't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely amazing. Speaking of loving things, this is the final beer that we're drinking. Then this is the fifth one from the quaffable treats from Vault City, and this is the only one that isn't a sour. It's called the Gold Standard. You won't be able to read that very well on the camera because it's very reflective. And it's a chocolate hazelnut imperial stout, 15%.
Now that's a beauty.
That's an absolute.
You know what? That feels very smooth, very almost like very velvety down the throat. That is a belter. I'll be honest with you. That really is a good beer.
That is a great beer. A really good imperial stout. And that's what I've heard about it, to be honest with you. I've heard it's a really, really good beer, this one. The others, mixed reviews. Strawberry coconut cream delight. Listen, if I put a beer down, I ain't drinking it. That tells you.
Yeah, if it's a sour, you put it down, you're not drinking it. That does say a lot. And I say I don't mind stout. Certain stouts I won't, you know, jam roly poly stouts or whatever. I'm not. Look at his face now.
I love that kind of
you
stuff.
see, I'm not a massive fan of that. But genuinely, this is very, very, very nice.
That's a sipper. That one is. It's an absolute beauty. Yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, you can't chug that.
No, you don't want to be chugging that. But we definitely want to be doing an outside broadcast, and this is where we need to be. We need to make a commitment to do it, because we've said probably in every review of the year we need to revisit that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So you know, episode 76, I think it was, where we did the darts one. It's at the start. If you're watching it on video, you'll see that little clip of it. It's there because we're proud of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We're proud of what we did that day.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we've had lots of opportunities. You know, we've had lots of guests that have come on, and you know, for whatever reason, you know, sometimes life gets in the way, and for whatever reason, you know, both myself and Ad, you know, we're working guys. We've got wives and kids and this, that, and you know, so sometimes life gets in the way.
One wife each, just to be clear.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Wives, plural, like, yeah, well, just one each, and kids 2 each. So just to make it clear,
that we're declaring for tax purposes.
But you know, it's weird because even you see, we both got 2 kids. We're at slightly different stages. That my kids are a little bit older than Beans is at the moment. So, it's like, well, actually, we'll do a weekend away. Well, actually, Beans can't, or Beans can and I can't, or whatever it may be. Things get in the way, and we've had loads of opportunities, loads of guests that have said, we'd love to have you guys with us. Come along to their podcast, and you guys can jump on board, and you guys can sort of stream and podcast along the way as well, which would be incredible. It just hasn't happened, and it's not really through want of trying as such. It just hasn't really happened. But I do think we need to perhaps pin something down, and we put a date in the diary. And we go, that's it. We want to do that. There was the guy, and I don't think it was last year. There was the guy that was trying to do. Was he going to visit every pub in the country or whatever it was?
Still going, yeah.
Yes, so something like that where we just go, we'll just drive, meet him, and he's been on our podcast, and it was incredible listening to the stories about some of the pubs he's gone to and this, that, and the other. But meet him, just to go and have a night with him, and we'll record. And again, for those of you, apologies if you're new to us, but if you've been with us for a while, the whole premise of Tallboy Radio was basically around that. It was, we were going to go to London. We're going to go watch an NFL game. Obviously I've got my Bears top on. Ad's a big Steelers fan. And Andy is a Lions fan who was on the podcast with us as a host. But we sit in a boozer in London, and we drop a microphone in the middle of the table. What would we talk about? And really, that was sort of the premise of it. Really, would we talk about politics or sport or world religion or beer or whatever it may be? And that was the premise of where it started. So to meet up with that guy and go and visit him in a pub and put a microphone in the middle of the table and talk would be almost full circle. So, we need to get out. We need to do it. I had a great time, when we've done outside broadcast, and to do another couple would be incredible.
Because that guy was in Sandbach as well, not long after we were recording.
Yeah.
We missed an opportunity. However, he is visiting every pub in Britain, so at some point he'll be an all-soldier. So even lazy arses like us can
literally like 2 minutes down the road will be fine. You know what I mean? By the way, genuinely, guys, that beer is good.
What a beer!
It's definitely not a drinkable, chuggable one, but it's definitely a smooth one. It's just there's something there. You taste it, just the back of the throat. It just as it slides down, it's incredible.
It's lovely and smooth, indeed. Here we go. Matt Sibley as well, who was on recently. Thank you for our recent stream, lads. Greatly enjoyed it. So, Matt, we've just been talking about you, funnily enough. Gaz has just been saying how much he enjoyed recording that episode about magnet fishing. I thought,
incredible. And it's weird because we had Mike from Mike and Tabby, and we were talking about them, and he jumped on, and then obviously Matt just jumped on, and we've literally just been talking about it as a highlight, is something I didn't know anything about, and an incredible episode, and absolutely I genuinely loved it.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Same as the metal detecting guy. His Stephen Tweddle, I think his name was, and he was brilliant because again, it's something we didn't know anything about, and like both Matt and both Stephen, really, really passionate and caring, and had a lot of great stories to tell. And then on top of that, shared some of their incredible finds with us, and that was brilliant. It's mind blowing, and we were just talking about what lazy buggers we are, and not getting out into the field, but people like those inspire you to go and do something like that. And I hope people who listen to our podcast will then go and buy themselves a magnet or a metal detector and go out and do something and think, actually, do you know what? I've thought about it. That does look like fun.
Yeah,
what I mean.
And I know you can go from relatively cheap to quite expensive, but certainly what Matt did was spoke about. Actually the fact that you can get started relatively cheap sort of gear, and actually, have a go, and if you like it, great, and you can always progress, and if you don't, you don't, but you've tried it, and why not?
Amen. Yeah, amen. So in terms of that then, guys, we're getting close to around about the hour mark. We talked about some of the stuff that we want to do. Any new ideas for directions to take Tallboy Radio in 2026?
I mean, in terms of a direction, no, not really. I love what we do. I love the sometimes anarchic sort of way we go about things. I generally think that there's a local true crime, and again, taking on board, true crime is a topic that hits home with quite a lot of people. People are loving it at the moment, and people don't seem to be able to get enough of it. So potentially a local true crime. I'd love to do local famous people. I say local, Stoke, Staffordshire probably too big, but Alsager maybe, local area, sort of famous people, what they've done, where they've gone, how they started. So a little bit, a couple of things just local really for me. In terms of wider, I'd love if we can to get somebody. I've never been on a safari, so I'd love to get somebody on that potentially,
can say that's taking outside broadcasting to the next level.
Here's Beans getting eaten by a lion.
Take him a while, the fat bastard.
But safari is something that really intrigues me. I know you've done your cruise and stuff, and I've never been on a safari. It's something that I've thought about doing, but I'd love to do. Matt, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Yes,
we'll do that without doubt. We will do that, and we'll stream and we'll podcast.
Stream by the stream.
There you go. You see,
and we'll both wear Arsenal shirts.
Not me.
I will.
But yeah, absolutely, Matt. Yeah, let's hook up. We will definitely do that somewhere in the middle, and we'll you can move and we'll move and we'll come to you, and that'd be great.
Definitely.
But yeah, I can't. What was it? Oh yeah, so safari. So somebody that does safaris and can give a little bit of insight into that as to what it actually is like. Because to me, it looks like incredible. But what is it like to wake up at 4:30 or 5, and then you try
about that.
And then you go out and then you do this and then you do that, and can you see the big 5 or 6 or whatever, and how often do you do it, and all of that sort of thing. So that'd be pretty cool if we could get somebody on like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, actually, guys. It's not one I'd thought of. Definitely something we can look at doing in terms of. Have you ever done one of those places? Use safari parks. Have you ever done one of them? We drive through the park yourself.
Oh yeah, you go to like West Midlands Safari Park, and you're on and you're in your car and you see the the giraffes and all of that, and it's cool. And it is, and obviously when you've got slightly younger kids, it's great because you wind your windows down. Don't drive through your bloody monkey enclosure or whatever, because they rip shit out your car. But that's quite cool. But just to see those beasts in the wild in their natural habitat would be incredible. And it is so, I like to say, I've never safaried, and it's something that I'd really like to do. So somebody that could come on and do hints and tricks and tips, or just a guide to sort of safaris, that'd be quite interesting. But yeah, Matt, who's put I'll bring an extra one for you, mate. Brilliant, super, love it. Thank you very much.
I think he's talking about the Arsenal shirt there, I guess.
Not for me. Maybe an extra one for Beans.
He's a lot slimmer.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure you fit into it.
I'll bring my own 2XLs. Don't you worry about that. No. So in terms of that, though, guys, I think that's a lot of the reason why people want to see us out on an outside broadcast. Want to see these two wild beasts out in the wild.
We're caged at the moment in TBR HQ. But as I said, we've said it for a while. I'd love to get out more. Unfortunately, life sometimes does get in the way. I was on about this shit. Yeah, I got them out of thanks. I thought you were about a separate magnet sort of rod or such at one point, but
we've got it. He's agreed to it on it, Matt. It's as simple as that.
Fucking hell! What have you done now?
What have you done? You agreed to it. You should read things first.
Yeah, he didn't say about again. I'll bring an extra. I thought he was on about like a magnet, so I could magnet fish, not an extra bloody Arsenal shirt. Why would I want that?
It's better than that shit,
The Bears are decent.
This year they're okay.
Yeah.
So coming up in February, then, dude, we hit our 6th anniversary. There's something to look forward to.
Unbelievable.
2026.
Unbelievable.
Did I ever show you the beer I bought for the 10th year anniversary? The Brewdog did a beer called X. It's a barley wine. So, and they released it, and they released it for sale around about sometime last year anyway, when it was 5 years old. And the idea is you don't drink it. It's called X 10.
10 years
until it's 10 years old. So
okay.
I have a bottle of that sat in the cupboard for the 10th.
Wow. And you know what? And that's a little bit far away, but who'd have thought that two I say middle-aged, slightly older than middle-aged, fat knackers that sort of sit in front of a mic every week for years on years and years. And when I'd first asked me to get involved, and I said, yeah, I could do it. I'm not sure I can commit to every week. I'm not sure I can. But don't get me wrong, along the way, in 5 years, 6 years, something, you do miss the odd one or two here or there. And as I say, life gets me. But I genuinely never would have thought that, 6 years later or whatever, I'd still be doing it and genuinely still enjoying it.
Yeah.
And not feeling as though, oh my God, it's a podcast now, and just churning out content just for the sake of it. I genuinely enjoy what we do.
Yeah, I think if we didn't enjoy it, we'd just stop doing it because we certainly do it, for the listens. It's a bonus when people do listen, don't get me wrong. And thank you for everybody who's taken the time to comment tonight, which has been quite a lot, actually, to be fair. Probably recognise we were short on content, decided to help us out.
Which is a lot of the time in a lot of our podcasts. So, dude, look, just before we go, do you want to, I was going to say hold the beers up in order just to go through the ones again that we've drank tonight.
Yeah, let's give them a bit of a rank, though. So the first one we had was the Truffle Berry Bliss, which was the white chocolate, raspberries, and cherry truffle sour. 4.8%, dude. What did you make of that one? Give it a score out of 10.
5.
I thought it was better than that, dude. I'd give it a solid 7. I'm not keeping track of these things. This is just for anybody.
But that was probably the third of the 5 that we've tried
in terms of ranking.
Yeah.
The next one we had was the orange chocolate crunch, which is a chocolate orange honeycomb sour, ranking there at 6%. I would give that about a 6. I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm a 6. I enjoyed that more than the truffle berry one, so that'd be about a 6.
Well, this one, yeah, the strawberry coconut cream delight. The word delight should be struck from that can, just to be clear, which is chocolate, strawberries, and coconut cream sour, which it still looks like there's the beginnings of a life in the glass. What did you make of that one, dude? That one was 6.4%. That's the only one that...
No, I didn't like that.
It was disgusting.
It's not quite as bad as the Duchess. No, I don't know, actually.
I'd take the Duchess.
No, I don't know, actually. No, I've said that. I don't know, actually.
You don't have shit.
That's a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1. It's a 1 from me.
It's a 1 from me.
Yeah. The cherry cocoa mocha malt, which was a cherry and dark chocolate sour beer.
It was okay. It's probably a 6. It wasn't as nice as the one we're drinking now. But it was probably better than a couple of the others.
I'd give it a solid 8. I thought it was decent. And then finally, we're on the Vault City Gold Standard, which is a 15% chocolate hazelnut imperial.
Just say 15%. Oh, it's a beauty.
On a school night.
Yeah.
We'll never grow up.
No, and amen to that. For me, that was as stouts go. And if I'm ranking them, that'll be a solid 8 for me. It's a belter of a beer.
I'll give it an 8.5. I'll give that one.
Yeah. Fair play to you, kid.
Yeah, really enjoyed that one. Normally enjoy me sours, and there's some pretty good ones there. There's one that was absolutely frigging appalling, but there was a couple of gems in that pack. I would listen, if you're going to go out there, you're going to pick up the quaffable treats just for the packaging, which is now in a few little bits here. It looks like the whatchamacallit, the
Quality Street Box.
Yeah, the Quality Street Box in the hexagonal tin. It's even got the map on it, as Peter Kay would call it, on the inside, so you can find out a little bit about the beers that you're going to enjoy or otherwise whilst consuming. Definitely going to pick it up. Vault City, 37 quid, I think it was. And if for a limited time only, free delivery.
Well, there you go. Well, I would say I'll be all over that and I'll get myself some, but I'm not convinced that I will, if I'm honest.
No, I think we'll do this every year, though. We'll get some Christmas beers and we'll rank them.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
In the middle of November.
But look, as I say, this drops in between Christmas and New Year. So if you're listening to this, genuinely, I hope you've had a good Christmas, and I hope that Santa has emptied his sack all over your house and has managed to bring you all of the things that you would ever wish for. Absolutely, Matt. Yes, amen to that, brother. And you look forward to a new year, and I hope you all keep safe and healthy and well in 2026. And I say, until we see you again, I hope that this time next year, when again we'll be 6.5 years old, nearly 7 years old. Wow, that's a scary thought.
It is. It's a very scary thought. And thank you to anybody who's listened to an episode at any point during that time, whether it's one, whether it's all of them. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we wouldn't be, we wouldn't still be doing it really without, as Beans mentioned a couple of minutes ago, the interaction from the guys tonight, the interaction from our listeners. We do it because we enjoy it. It massively helps and is supportive when you know that people are listening and appreciate sort of the content that you're putting out there. So again, big thanks to everybody that is out there in listener land, and can't wait to continue, really.
Amen. So that just leaves it to wrap it up. If you're listening to the audio version, don't worry. These episodes are going to drop every single week. We drop an episode every Monday, and that's going to happen regardless of the fact that we're not recording throughout December. Unless we get a really good offer, then we might not be able to turn it down.
Yeah, look, we said we're not going to, but if we have a massive brainwave and somebody says, "Oh, we'd like to guest on this or this or this," and we can't refuse, then we will. But yeah, I say you're not going to miss out any content. That we've got some sort of stored away that will drop weekly. So yeah, you're not going to miss out on your weekly Soulboy Radio.
Indeed, and if you're enjoying the November live streams, I think we've got 4 left to record. We've got Vernon.
Yeah,
we've got. What the Fudge? We have 2 guests, maybe 3.
Yeah.
No, just 2 more guests.
No, guys. So we've got Vern, then we've got What the Fudge, then we've got Magnet Fishing, again, and then we've got FBI.
There you go. Can't say no to that. So that just leaves me to wish you a Merry Christmas, as I always say, even though it's mid-November. Truly blessed is he who keeps a little bit of Christmas in his heart every day. Gaza?
Yeah, you know what? I hope you have a great festive period, a great festive cheer, and stay safe, stay healthy, and here's to a very, very warm, healthy 2026. Cheers, guys.
God bless you.
Friends around the mic, kicking back, all right. Day turns into night, podcast in the spotlight.